Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at quite literally the strongest steel type in the game in raids and in Go Battle League here, and that is going to be Shadow Metagross. If you're thinking, well, what about Mega Metagross when that comes out? Well, Shadow Metagross is still going to be outperforming it. Now, if you have multiple of them, you're going to be doing a lot better as opposed to just going in there with one, because the time in which it lasts against the Metagross Mega is not going to even be close, but it is outputting a ton of damage, and well, we're going to take it to the Master League and see what we can do. This is actually my first time using Shadow Metagross in the Master League like this, completely powered up. I went with it. I just used all the candies. I mean, I still have 46. I've been around since the first community day. This is one of the classics that they are holding out on because it is going to be great. Metagross is one of the best things in the game, straight up. But with that said, let's see what we have going on here. We're going to be pairing it up with Origin Palkia. And for the third Pokemon, we're going to be swapping it out periodically throughout this video. We have Zygarde, we have Excadrill. I think Excadrill. It's a little iffy running that, because if we do that, we're probably going to be encountering all the weaknesses. So we'll just hold off on that for now. Kyogre again. All right, so let's get it. So up against Palkia, so they are going to be resisting the Bullet Punch as well as the Meteor Mash. This is definitely going to be an Aqua Tail, so we'll let that go. As far as the IVs on this thing here, yeah, they're not the worst around. I do have a better one that I actually recently did just get, so well, I don't think I'll power that one up because I do have about 3 of them powered up. Not to 50, only 40. All right, so bringing in the Palkia here, they do have a Origin Dialga, so we're really not in a good position here. We're going to go ahead and build up into the Spatial Rend and actually go for Aqua Tail. Hit him with another one here. Get that shield. They're more than likely going to let this go. Or double shield. Oh, well, okay, they let the first one go, then they shield up the second one. All right, so we immediately swap into our Kyogre, and they do have a Landorus in the back, and this is pretty much a wrap here. They let it go, bringing back their Dialga. And, well, we have 2 shields left, so this is not looking good for them. Even though they resist the waterfall, Kyogre is just a beast. So if you did get yourself, again, a good one during the Primal Raid Hour, if you were actually able to play and it didn't log you out, even though you bought the damn ticket, jeez, what the hell is that all about? Then definitely power one up. All right, up against Mewtwo, what do we have going on here? So we have to look out for Shadow Ball. We're going to shield this up, and they go for it. A lot of times they like to bait there. So we're going to build up a little bit of extra energy here, go for the Meteor Mash. Unfortunately, they will be able to get to the Shadow Ball before we get to the next Meteor Mash here, and we're going to double shield, doubling it. Let's go. Do they want a double shield? I kind of wanted to catch at this point with the Palkia. I think I may. Oh, we've got Ho-Oh on the team. All right, so there we go. Bring it in, Ho-Oh. They swap into Dialga. We're going to be able to get to the Secret Fire, which is not going to KO, but it's going to bring them down pretty low. And one more move, we take them out. Ho-Oh, let's go. Shieldless game. What do we got going on here? We have a whole Palkia in the back. Their Mewtwo is pretty weak, and going to get to that Brave Bird here. Size Strike's not going to be enough to KO. We are going to lower our defense, but we survive with about 1 HP, so that's perfectly fine. Probably like 2 HP there. All right, taking us out, they do have a Kartana. So what level is that? Okay, looks like it's maxed out. That's, you know, that can really put in the work. But what we're going to do is just go for Earthquake here. They're shieldless, and that's going to one-shot them because it is going to be part steel. All right, good game. Nice spice there. Next one, we're leading with Zygarde. I do believe this is what we're going to be using for the remainder of the time. May swap it out, but I don't remember here. Even though I just got done editing this video. All right, so we are up against the Landorus. All right, so we've seen this situation many a times. So we're going to keep letting those Sandsear Storms go. As they do lower our attack, we lowered their defense. Fantastic. So now we're going to be doing more damage. Let's get it. And this Zygarde, man, it's not even maxed out, and it doesn't even have great IVs. It's not the worst. It's like, what, a 12, 13, 14, 12. So, yeah, this Zygarde, definitely still worth it. I have no regrets powering this thing up, spending all the time that I did on the roots. Because, yeah, the thing is just a cheat code. All right, bringing in the star of the show to go up against a fairy. This is exactly what you want to see here. We're going to let this go. Close combat's going to do a decent amount. They're immediately swapping and bringing in a Ho-Oh, and we're going to just lock it down here with our Palkia Origin. So tell me, what can they do in this situation here? I really, maybe shield that up. All right, but you could also go down the route of letting it go, and then they bring in their Xerneas here. I mean, they're going to start getting spammed by charge moves. They can charge up quite a bit, but we still have 2 shields left, and we're getting to another Aqua Tail, so there's really nothing that they can do here. Yeah, that's going to be a wrap. Bring it in, Metagross, going straight for the Meteor Mash, and we'll be taking that win here. Let's go. If you do have enough candies to actually power up a Shadow Metagross, and you have a good IV one, definitely worth it, because this is something that you're just going to use in raids, like all the time. Anything that's weak against Steel, this is going to be on the top of the charts pretty much every time. All right, so we're up against another Landorus here, and, you know, same song and dance. We're just going to go ahead and go for the crunch. Obviously not going Earthquake, and we are running Earthquake now. We were going with Outrage for a while. Outrage can be nice, especially if you're going up against another Zygarde or a Dragon type. I just found Earthquake being a little bit more useful for me. Okay, going for the next crunch here. No defense drop, unfortunately, so let's see if we're going to be able to outpace them here. We typically can. Or they're going to be just swapping and bringing in their own regular Palkia. We're going to swap into our own. And we're building up to almost Spatial Ren. And we're going to go Aqua Tail. If they shield this up, damn. And they did. So we're going to let this go. This Aqua Tail is actually going to... obviously not very effective. They are going to be able to farm us down, which is fine. So at this point, they're shieldless. Unless there's a Ho-Oh in the back, there's really nothing that they can do up against a 2-shield Shadow Metagross. Powered up all the way. There's nothing they can do. So let's see it. Do they have a Ho-Oh? I think they might just back out after we farm them down here. And we don't even get to see what's in the back. Unfortunately, no destruction for us in the back. Next game, what do we have going on here? Zygarde up front, up against Dragonite. We'd like to see this, actually. This is no problem at all, as we are just going to chunk away with our Dragon Tail. Getting to the crunch here in a second. We're going to let this Dragon Claw go because it's just going to tickle the Zygarde, the most OP thing in the Master League, honestly. As it should be, because it's so damn difficult to get. I went over this before. I don't want to veer off too far from the commentary here, but they removed all the routes that I made. Like, it literally happened after I was done collecting all my cells, so it's not really affecting me too much, but there were quite a bit of people using those, and well, it's just going to be that much more difficult for the people in the area to actually collect Zygarde, but you know how it goes. Whatever. Again, I do agree with a couple of them, so yeah, they did cross the street. Anyways, what do we have here? An Excadrill. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take them down. A shieldless game. At this point, I wanted to swap immediately, but they already had gotten in a quick move before I would have, so they would have been able to outpace me to the Earthquake. So what we're going to do is catch, and I do believe they're going to back out after this here. And bingo, we take the win with the catch. Catching can really turn things around, I tell you what, even though we're still looking pretty good there. Next game, another Landorus. No algorithm. No. It's not because there's a Steel type in the back. No way. No way that's why we see all these in the front. But Poke, that's a very common thing to see in the Master League. Yeah, that's definitely meta, but all the time in the lead, it's no problem for me. They go Stone Edge. I'm wondering if that was a mistake. Yeah, that had to be a mistake. All right, so they're bringing in Ho-Oh, which is great. We're going to go for Crunch and bring in our Palkia. You already know. And we'll be taking care of one of the biggest threats that Metagross does have, even though we've made a video on regular Metagross being the Ho-Oh Slayer, and it just does so much damage, even as a non-shadow. All right, so we're going to let this Brave Bird go here, as we're going to be able to get to the next Aqua Tail. They've lowered their defense. We have a massive resistance to their quick move. We will win that eventually, and we are still up a shield, bringing in their Dialga. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Metagross here, waiting for a potential catch. Because if they do, I mean, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. We're going to go ahead and shield this Iron Head up. They swap into Landorus. We immediately bring in the Zygarde to farm them down. And at this point, we're just going to go ahead and go with Crunch. I'm not even going to try to build up to Earthquake. They are going to be able to get a decent amount of farm, but they're using their last shield, and we lowered their defense. I do believe that just happened. So we're just going to go for the Meteor Mash because it is going to be enough. It's resisted, but you just don't mess around with Shadow Meteor Mash Metagross. The thing just hits like a truck. So this team did prove to be pretty good. And if you're thinking, well, what can I use and replace for Zygarde? Well, if you're going to be running Palkia alongside it, Zygarde's kind of an exception to the rule when it comes to being a dragon and weak to fairy, because you can take the hit so well, although they still do hit pretty hard. But I don't recommend that you really replace, I mean, Dialga, I guess. There you go, Dialga. You're not going to be taking super effective, very. But you can find a combination here. Metagross as well as Palkia are a great duo here. Core. All right, so we're up against Yveltal. We're going to go ahead and let that go. And we're just going to go ahead and spam them with the Aqua Tail here. Yveltal, kind of on the squishier side, so we don't really need to build up Spatial Rend. And I had a feeling that they were going to be shielding that up anyways. So we will use our first shield there. Getting to the next Aqua Tail. Do they want to double shield their Yveltal? And they do not. And we're taking them out. Let's get it. And we're still in the yellow. Bringing in a Kyogre. They are in a jam now, aren't they? They're going to be catching that Spatial Rend with their Melmetal. That was a good catch, I'm going to have to say. 1-to-1 shield here. Let's go. Now we do not need to get to the Earthquake. Meteor Mash is going to be plenty. So hitting me with a superpower, no problem. Building up a little bit more energy here and then throwing the Meteor Mash just so we have some energy ready to go for the Kyogre in the back here. Well, actually, we're going to let this go. That's kind of pointless. Yeah, so down goes the Metagross for now. We bring in the Zygarde. We're just going to kind of wear it down here for a second. Actually, I think we're just going to finish it off. I could have just went for Earthquake here because they're shieldless at this point. So this was kind of a little foolish for me to go for another crunch, but no big deal. We'll survive this surf, get to the next one, and take that win here. There's your Zygarde. Thing's an absolute monster. They did back out here, so we're not going to hit the bubbles. I know that because it shows the updated task for the Go Battle League wins that you do need to get if you did collect that task, or at least that ticket. Next game, we're met with a Ho-Oh. Very nice. Let's get it. So we already know what this is. It's no problem at all. A fire type in the front with the steel in the back. It's just so funny obvious. It's like a little kid who got into the candy chocolate bar and it's got it all over his face. Like, little Timmy, did you eat that chocolate bar? And they're just looking at you like, no, that's what the algorithm is. It's like, come on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for that crunch here. And, right, they swapped into their Dialga. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Metagross. I don't know if Draco Meteor is enough. I need to do the Sims. I haven't been hit with it. It's usually just them baiting me with Iron Head most of the time, and I shield it up, like probably now. Oh, we're calling that, letting it go. Okay, let's get it. It's always opposite of what I say. Bringing in that Ho-Oh, let's go. Let's see how much Meteor Mash is going to do. Don't mess around with this thing. If we went for Earthquake, we probably would have been able... No, it would have been enough. Pretty sure. Bringing in Zygarde to finish them off. What's in the back? A Kyogre? That's a wrap. There's nothing that they can do. Absolutely nothing that they can do here. Unless I let like a Blizzard go, which I'm not going to do that, right? So we're just going to keep spamming them with Aqua Tail. At this point, probably just farm them down, honestly. So we let it go because I'm thinking, well, what's with this guy? They don't want to use their shields. I mean, I get it. You're like trying to save them to the very end, but at this point, you're just going to get Dragon Breath down. So I'll hold on to my shields too, I guess. And we'll take this win with, well, at least we're going to use this last shield here. Nope, we even let that go. Oh, hell yeah, get double shielded there. All right, next game, met with a Zacian. There you go. There's your fairy lead. How do I play out of this one here? Well, you can hope that this is going to be a close combat wild charge, in which case they're screwed. And I do believe that's actually what this is. So check it out. Yep, close combat. We hit Earthquake. They just double dropped their defense. So this is going to do a whole hell of a lot of damage. Pretty much almost take them out one shot. I would assume that they do not have Play Rough. There you go. That's what you want to happen. Now, what happens if they have Play Rough? Well, you work around it. You can take one, you can take two technically, and then it's over. All right, so we are going to be getting a shield, bringing in the Palkia. We're going to go for the Aqua Tail. Garchomp is going to be part ground, so it's still going to do a decent amount. It takes them out. I think we did lower their defense with the crunch too. They bring in the Zacian and we just Dragon Breath them down, which is just feeding our energy for Aqua Tail here. They do have an Excadrill in the back. Don't sleep on Excadrill. I just got my Shadow. No, it's not Shadow. Oh yeah, the Shadow one, the best buddy. Oh hell yeah. Feel like I want to use it today. Man, this thing is so good. Again, it cannot take a hit as a Shadow. Can't take a hit as a regular little thing either, but man, it sure does destroy the Titans for sure. Next game, Zygarde up against Ho-Oh. Again, it's just a coincidence to see fire and ground in the front with the steel in the back over and over and over. Just a coincidence. Good for me. It's good for me. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for that crunch here. Brave Bird, we can take it. Sacred Fire, obviously, it's not very effective. So typically, they like to go for the Sacred Fire, lower your attack, or bring you down to the point where they're going to be able to go for Brave Bird and bring you down pretty low. But even at this range of health, Brave Bird's not enough. As you're going to see here, we're going to let it go. No need to shield the Zygarde. and we survive no problem. As a matter of fact, we're going to be able to get to the crunch up against this Dialga. Hopefully they think it's like an Earthquake or an Outrage, and they shield it up. Let's go. And we immediately swap, which probably wasn't the best idea. I should have just let them Dragon Breath me down. It would have just been a couple of more for a little bit of energy. And now I'm locked up against this damn Zekrom here, which... badass. Zekrom is such a cool Pokemon. But they do resist Steel because of their electric typing, which is very interesting, right? So, what are we going to do? Let this go. Okay. Dragon Breath them down with our Palkia. They're shieldless. And this is a wrap, right? Yeah, this is a wrap. They do have a lot of energy on this thing, so they could bait me and then get to their charge move and take me out. But that's not going to happen. I don't think they're going to be able to do that here. Yeah, and then we take the win up against that Origin Dialga. Let's go, folks. Next game, what are we going to see here? Quite a long video for you. We're going to be met with a Palkia Origin. Man, this thing is awesome here. I really do wish I had a good IV Shiny. It's just a little unfortunate. Maybe I can trade somebody in the future. But, oh well, here we are with our 15, 14, 15. All right, so we're going to let that go. Hit me with an Aqua Tail. Going to go for a crunch ourselves here. And nobody's used a shield quite yet. This Aqua Tail is not going to be enough. We should be able to take this win here. It's going to be pretty close. Hey, let's go. We're not going to be able to get to a... Oh, I already had Crunch ready. Never mind. Let's go ahead and use that right away on the Dialga. No defense. Oh, I think we did get the defense drop. I think I just saw that. Bringing in the Metagross, of course. We don't want to go up against that with our Palkia, taking all that damn Dragon Breath damage. Well, it's just kind of neutral to them. Meteor Mash is enough. They're holding on to all of their shields for their Mewtwo, which makes sense. Mewtwo can spam, and if you have shields for it, you can do quite a bit of damage. The problem is, I have 2 shields myself as well. They can one-shot my Metagross with the Shadow Ball, of course. Side Strike is going to do quite a bit here. You know, I was kind of thinking this through, like maybe I should have shielded that up and just Dragon Breath them down, but we're just going to go ahead and bring in the Metagross and Meteor Mash them down. Why not? Bullet Punch, I should say. They're going to shield that up. They swap into their Dialga. We get more farm. They get to their charge move. We're going to shield this up. I don't care if it's a bait or not. Shadow Ball straight for the throat. And we're going to be finishing them off with that Metagross. Let's get it. Next game, leading with Zygarde still. What are we going to see here, folks? Another, look, do you see this shit? Obviously there is one. I mean, this is just crazy. Again, it's good for me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for the crunch here. This is why Master League is so fun. Because you can manipulate it some days. This was yesterday. Guarantee when I go into Go Battle League today, I'm going to get hard countered into hell. Oh yeah. They got to bring that win percent down. They're like, whoa, 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 you're up at around 60%? We got to get you down to around 53%, buddy. All right, anyways, they're getting to their charge move here. I will survive a Brave Bird as well. Yeah, this damn Pokemon is so cheap. All right, going for the crunch. Now, I do have the Origin Palkia equipped as Best Buddy, so that's the one that's equipped right now. Bringing in our... Metagross to go up against Dialga, they immediately swap, bringing in their Landorus. Obviously, we do not want to go up against that with the Metagross being Steel. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Palkia to spam them with the Aqua Tail here. We can take another charge move. Their quick move is not necessarily going to be able to take us out here. Now, if they do shield this up, we'll be kind of screwed, but not quite because the Dialga doesn't have that much energy. All right, they're going to lower my defense, but an Earthquake with a defense drop is still going to be enough to take out that Dialga. So we will have to use our shield here, or they're just going to swap. We're going to go for Earthquake without getting any sort of defense drop. We do have to handle the Landorus still, but we have a shield, so it doesn't matter. So we're just going to go ahead and quick move it down here and take the win with the champion. Star of the show. Absolutely worth the investment for sure. This one was kind of a just a spur of the moment. Sometimes I do that randomly, a little impulsive power up. I did it with Rampardos Shadow. And a few others recently too, so it's okay. Rampardos Shadow is just amazing anyway, so though it was not like a loss. All right, we're up against Mewtwo, one of my favorite matchups with Zygarde here because of Crunch. And when you drop that defense, it just makes it so much easier for you. If they have Ice Beam, yeah, that's going to do quite a bit of damage. But that typically doesn't happen unless I have Zygarde as well as a Dragonite on the team. If you put 2 Pokemon that are 4 times weak to Ice, you will probably encounter Ice-type Pokemon, okay? Try it, all right? If it doesn't happen in the first 2 games, go for a set, okay? and then keep going, you're gonna see then they're gonna start really throwing them at you. Better freaking believe it. Now it's gonna also help if you have something that's also weak to, or something that is super effective to ice. So if you have like a steel type or a fire type on your team as well, along to Dragon, Zygarde, as well as Dragonite, then you will see those ice. I guarantee you. Alrighty. Up against Kyogre here, we're gonna go ahead and go for that Spatial Rend Crunchwrap Supreme. Okay. It looks like that. A bunch of chips lined up there in a circle. Alright, so we're finishing that off, taking me out, and then we're just bringing in the Alga or a Palkia to finish that off there. Next game, we're met with Kyogre. Let's go. This is a good matchup here, actually. We don't want to be matched up with the Metagross, although it's not the worst thing in the world because we are Steel. They're not super effective, and we still do hit pretty hard with Meteor Mash. But our Zygarde is going to take care of business here for us. Even if we don't win this matchup, because we're not going to shield anything, I don't think. These serfs do kind of add up here, but they're going to have to shield if they want to win this matchup. So let's see if they want to, and they're letting it go. And we take them out. Zygarde's just king of leads. I wouldn't say king of swap-ins. It's definitely really good swap-in, but... Alright, so we do have a Xerneas here. So we're building up to the Earthquake. Hey, let's get it. 1 HP. They're using their shield. Sounds good to me. So they do have quite a bit of energy. We have to keep that in mind. But since we did get a shield, that's great. We're going to be able to use one ourselves here. We're going to let that first close combat go. And they have a Dialga in the back Origin. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Meteor Mash. Not very effective, but we're still getting a shield out of them. Swapping into our Palkia. And we're going to build up to the Spatial Rend because I do believe their shield is at this point. And yes. So if you hear a little something in the back, yes, Athena is snoring. We are having a very chill back day. We're just waiting for the Winky's wings to open up. For some reason, they like to open up at 4 p.m. So we're going to go there. She'll keep it on her mind, too. She's a silly little doggy. Anyways, what am I even talking about? All rambling poke. All right, taking that win. Let's go. There you have it, folks. I do believe that's the end of the line, and we just get a 5-0 at the end here. Oh, fan-frickin-tastic. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!